There's a cow that's like staked in a field outside a house in...
It's probably staked by now, but...
in Hancock. And this cow, apparently, the stake came out of the ground, and the story is that it floated downstream about 7 miles, they found it.
I don't know how many.
Under a few bridges, and it was fine.
They found
completely uninjured, just grazing in a field. Don't know what happened to the cow, ultimately.
Probably staked by now.
My name is Wendy Leeds. I've lived in Ripton for... Well, my parents moved here when I was in college. And then I moved here myself in 1993.
I'm her husband, Tom McElhaney. I've lived in Ripton since 98. Go down to the bridge and picture water slamming into the upstream guardrail and entire trees hitting that bridge and then spinning as they sort of get caught there for a little while and then finally, like a toilet flushing, just getting sucked down. It's like you just stand in there and you're watching and you can feel the ground shake as these gargantuan boulders are just going boom every now and then, just every few seconds. Just boom.
It was so loud. Just standing next to each other, we had to yell in order to be able to hear each other.
It was like standing next to a train going by.
Yeah.
And just, you could feel the ground shaking. And those trees were just, for me, that was the humorous part. It was like, seeing a tree spin. The mess was inspiring. It was like, wow.
And the water just rushing over the road. The amazing thing was there were people driving. They would drive along and they're looking,
They're driving through water.
We were here. My daughter was at a friend's over there. So she was on that side of town and we were on this side of town and we knew she was safe, but it was odd. It was a little disconcerting for us to kind of all be apart and to not know how long that was going to be the case. It was the end of the first day that we had something that we could walk across.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the second day, they had come and they'd filled it in enough that we could drive over it.
Yeah, Governor Douglas flew over in military helicopters, you could see. Going over, standing there waving. You knew it had to be somebody.
It was all we talked about for a while. I mean, not a lot of exciting things happen in Ripton, and most of us are here because we like that. So it was high drama for a while. You look at how Route 125 comes up the mountain, and on the one hand, it makes perfect sense that you would build the road in an area where water has already done most of the work for you. On the other hand, it seems like the most idiotic place to put a road that you could think of, and I don't really know what you do with that. I mean, it is where it is. They talk about these as like 100-year floods, but we had 2 of them.
In 3 months. Yeah,
so
2 months. So
it's a little bit of you either don't think about it too much, or you denial, or you just have faith that we've seen the worst of it and we survived it okay.